Just a sampling of the music from the Foothill Folk Society, Bryan Joseph, Mark Sentieri, Mark Thacker, and Rick Barnes. We sat down to talk with these guys about the Foothill Folk Society, what its purpose is, and how you can become a member for just $10. You've got an event coming up for the Foothill Folk Society.
We do.
And that's going to be January 25th. Where and why?
At Bennet Hall up at OUC. We do the show every year.
I think it's our 10th annual. I'm not sure.
10th annual show?
10th, yeah.
Every winter, usually in January. It's been bumped to February and March in past years, but we try to do it in January. It's a free show. We try to showcase some of our
members. It's sort of a members concert as opposed to the other concert, which we bring people in who aren't necessarily members. This is the members concert.
Well, we also feature some students from the Bridge program who have really advanced enough to perform in front of a live audience. But they're also members, I guess, but not necessarily.
Yeah. The Bridge program is well, Rick, you tell them what the Bridge program is.
We started a program for people who probably wouldn't or couldn't otherwise get lessons, be it financial, whatever the reasons. So we started off, we got 3 Yamaha guitars and gave them away. And the deal was, if you stayed with lessons for 6 months, which were free of charge, the guitar became yours. And then if you didn't like the teacher you had or you wanted to move in a different direction, we would pay another 6 months for the teacher of your choice to have lessons. So I really wanted to feature some of my students, so we took it to the board, and the board said, yeah, sure. And we featured Erica Long and Miss Gallagher and somebody else. I'm leaving somebody.
I know there have been 3, at least 3.
There have been at least 3. Yeah.
Did Morgan get up? Was she one of them?
Morgan got up on 2 different shows this time. Morgan Gallagher,
And Mike Sparks.
and Mike Sparks. And we also really, it's a free concert, but we encourage people to bring foodstuffs, canned goods and stuff.
Non-perishable canned goods or cash donations, and all that goes to the Good Sam's Food Pantry. And we've been able to give a significant amount of money every year, and it seems like every year we've increased a little bit and increased a little bit. And last year it took at least 2 cars to haul all the canned goods away, plus the cash that we would collect.
And the support from OUC has really been, it's really been good. They've really supported us on this, as well as a guy named Mark Bush, who volunteers every year to do sound for us. So more and more people get involved, it becomes more and more of a community event.
This is in the basement of Bennet Hall. It's a little auditorium that seats maybe 225, something in that neighborhood. It's a sweet room, very acoustically pleasant, and the best sound system in town with Mark Bush. It's really a nice event, a nice performers event, and a spectator event.
And every year we have a different theme. So, and this year, Bryan can tell you what the theme is.
Well, the theme, let's see, one year we had it was basically a radio show based on Prairie Home Companion, which I went over. We had a script, and we had 2 people doing MC, and the performers would be coming on, and we'd introduce them, and then we'd have a little commercial for people who supported the Foothill Folk Society, and that went over well. Then we've had music from the living room, which is almost like this, and that is on YouTube, by the way. If you go to YouTube and search music from the living room, Foothill Folk Society, that was recorded, and it's on there. That was recorded by a public radio station out of Washington Courthouse.
It's a very high quality recording too. It's a good recording, and everybody sounds really good. It's worth giving a listen to.
And then, then last year it was campfire songs and stories. And we had a little campfire set up in the auditorium. We did not burn anything down. And we basically, it was, we tried to put you in the setting of you're hanging around the campfire. And that went really well. I was pleased with that.
And this year it is
Icons and Inspirations. And we've got 9 performers. They've all chosen a a person who's inspired them for their playing music or writing songs or for whatever reason that they inspired them. And so there will be a variety of performers that that will pick somebody, and so they will feature that person. There'll be a multimedia slideshow going on to show those performers the icons that inspired them, and there'll be a little bit of a intro to if somebody may not know somebody that inspired that performer, then we'll give them a little bit of background on it, and they'll perform 2 to 3 songs, and there'll be solo acts as well as full band performances.
I think one of the unique things about being at Bennet Hall is the intimacy, because what you're doing is so intimate, and to be able to share it with others and then to feel like they're a part of it, that's got to be extra rewarding for you.
There's so few venues in Chillicothe where you can play and sing softly and be heard and be appreciated. And this auditorium is one of those places. You don't have to be loud.
I've been fortunate enough to be involved with a couple of your events over the years in promotion or emceeing and that sort of thing. And I think you and I have talked about this on the radio.
Yeah, several times.
The level of talent that is just in this group that you have is hard to find anywhere outside of, say, Nashville or someplace like that.
I think the group is pretty representative of this whole area. I'm not a townie. I wasn't raised here. I came here from someplace else. And it struck me immediately that the musical culture here is special. It really is special. And I've been here since '83, and that early opinion has been nothing but reinforced. So many really good musicians, and they go way back. It goes way back. I mean, I know that the Astonishers started in
1973.
73. And they're still playing. The Astonishers are still playing. It's an amazing thing.
Well, and Sonny Harris and Harry Miller.
Yes,
and
yes.
McCoy,
And Cuddy, and I mean, all these, and Pure Prairie League, off to the side a little bit, but still part of this culture in this community.
Well, what drew me into Foothill Folk Society was, I didn't grow up here, so I really didn't know a lot of the people, and I'd been here for several years, and I wanted to kind of try to make some musical connections. And it was kind of, in some ways, it was kind of hard. But when I thought, well, I'll just kind of get with this organization, and they have their jam sessions, and right now we have open mics, and we're trying to network with people. And through the Foothill Folk Society, I was able to meet all these other musicians and network, which is, I think, is a really big benefit of the Foothill Folk Society, is meeting other musicians. We've had people come in from Athens, from Lancaster to play. One of my guys who basically kind of taught me about open mics, a guy named John Locke, has come down from Columbus to play. And
to MC a couple of our events.
He emceed our event one year, and he came down for the campfire songs and stories, told us a couple of good stories. So it's just all about, part of it for me is networking and learning to know the musicians and getting to meet them, to find out, well, what are you learning, and you can ask them, you come up, ask questions about the mandolin. I'll be happy to talk to you about it. I can talk to you about it for hours if you want, or Rick can tell you, what were you playing there? I couldn't figure out what the chord, watching his fingering on the chord patterns. It's things like that where you get to network, which is really, I think, a big benefit of us.
You learn a lot playing with other people. You do.
I got a feeling when you guys are gone, the Foothill Folk Society is going to continue.
We certainly hope so.
Just because the passion seems to be there,
Well,
no matter what age.
The membership has shifted and changed, and, and it's just amazing. I mean, the inertia just keeps going and going. And even people who aren't in it anymore still, they'll contact me, Rick, how's the Foothill Society?
It's because it's worthy. It's worthwhile. It's a good thing,
It's a good thing.
We're giving an opportunity to kids who might not have an opportunity, not just kids, to people who might not have an opportunity. Right. Every event is a food drive. That's a worthy thing.
Yes.
The camaraderie, the networking aspect. This is a worthwhile thing. And while I'm on this subject, the event on the 25th is also a membership drive. And if members of the community show up and think it's a worthwhile thing, maybe they'll throw in the $10 membership fee. It's $10 a year. It's not very expensive, and every little bit helps. Helps buy another guitar, or pay for another lesson,
Or pay for a meal.
or pay for a meal.
We've been doing it over a year now. At one point, we were doing little jam sessions on Sunday afternoon, and we felt like we needed something a little different. We would go out to campgrounds or some of the local bars, and I thought, well, I'm not sure if that was really doing anything for us. And I'd been exposed to open mics before, and I thought, well, I'd like to try that. And so we contacted Becky Schaefer at 17 East, the restaurant, because I wanted it to be I didn't want it to be a bar. I wanted an open mic to where people could come in and people would listen. And it's a very friendly, forgiving audience. And on the first and third Wednesdays of every month, sign-ups start at 6:30. We start playing at 7, and we'll have anywhere from 6 to, we've had as many as 11 performers. And you'll get 2 to 3 songs apiece. If you only want to get up and play one song, that's okay. But here lately we've been filling that side of 17 East. And the last time we had it, we had more people listening than we did have performers. So it's great. People are coming out and listening to us. But if you're been playing in your kitchen, working on a song, and you really want to see if you know it, and you want to try to come out and play it in front of somebody, that's the place to do it.
It's also for seasoned performers.
Yes.
Rick gets up and plays.
Yes.
Mark gets up and plays.
Actually,
Tom Ingham has been there a time or two.
Yes. We've had seasoned veterans play and newbies to find out.
It's really good. It's very nice.
It's very nice. We'll introduce you, and we have a full setup for you. All you got to do is bring your instrument. We'll have microphones, cables. There's even a drum kit set up there and a bass guitar if you have somebody who wants to play bass.
And a piano.
And a piano. One of the first ones we had, a guy came up and played classical piano. One of the other things that Foothill does is in the summertime we will play at the farmers market. I think on the first Saturdays.
First Saturday of every month. Yeah.
We have a tent there, and we'll get if anybody wants to come in. I mean, you don't have to be a member if you don't want to. You just come on. You can play with us if you like and play a few songs, and we have an open guitar case there, and we collect money for Good Sam's at those days too. And that's I was surprised at how much money we collected this past summer for Good Sam's.
Yeah.
People were really generous this year.
I'd also like to thank BBB Music, because they give us free rooms to hold guitar lessons in. Actually, they've done a lot for us.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd give them a shout.
Made donations to donated guitars, donated amplifiers.
Bob's been real
Bob's
good to
been
us.
very generous and
Yes.
helped us out.
What sort of instruments are permitted into the Foothill Folk Society?
I don't know if we've ever kept an instrument.
We've never kept one out.
Can't think of
we've
one that
had,
would be excluded. What would be excluded?
We had a drum circle.
A drum circle?
And not the drums, but Mark could tell you the names of them more than I can.
Congas, cajones.
Djembe.
Djembe,
We've had a cello player, Sarah. Double bass. Jimmy Fleming played rock and roll, blues type rock and roll. Electric guitar.
Actually, we would encourage any fringe musician to come in and join us, because the more, the better. We've had odd instruments donated occasionally. We had an old saxophone one time that went on and found a home with somebody. Lots of instruments have been donated. Lots of guitars and
Banjo, mandolin.
I had them all in my basement for a while.
But it's been a few years since I played, about 3. But I mentioned that bluegrass band in church. we didn't have a bass player for a while, so my trombone was the bass
Really?
that we played. So we called it blowgrass for a while.
I like that.
Do you have something in particular you'd like to play for us? I recorded some of what you were doing earlier, but now that you're organized.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So you want to do that? You want to try that again? Okay. All right. This is House That Never Was. It was written by Kasey Chambers and her significant other, I believe, Shane Nichols. Got no nails on the floor. Got no hinges on the door. Empty frames on the walls. Ain't no ghosts in the hall. You can build with earth and stone. Make a place of your own. But the house that has no love is the house that never was. Got no dog on the steps. Got no car in the shed. Ain't no number on the sign. Ain't no bird on the power line. You can build with earth and stone. Make a place of your own. But the house that has no love is the house that never was. Wind don't blow through the trees. No one comes and no one leaves. You can live anywhere, but it don't mean you're really there. You can build with earth and stone. Make a place of your own. But the house that has no love is the house that never was. You can build with earth and stone. Make a place of your own. But the house that has no love is the house that never was. Is the house that never was.
I like it.
Just like we were.
Yes.
January 25th?
January 25th at Bennet Hall at OUC. Doors open at 7 o'clock, and we'll hopefully start the show at 7:30.
Bring some canned food.
Bring canned
Foods or cash donations.
Cash donations for Good Sam.
Become a member.
And become a member.
We'll have some
Help
things.
us,
I think we have a few giveaways that night too, some
Yeah.
T-shirts and things like that too. So,
So you might get your $10 back.
yeah, you might.
Maybe so.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you, Dan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Litter Meat.
And thank you also to Julie's Shop on
Oh, yes.
Is the house that never was. Is the house that never was.